Here's a detailed and in-depth review of the discussion in the video. The conversation between the hosts revolves primarily around Kevin Durant's decision not to pursue a trade to the Golden State Warriors, and whether his stated reason, that he didn't want to be traded mid-season, was the real motivation behind his choice. The discussion also touches on broader NBA topics, including team dynamics, player movement, and even the structure of the league's in-season tournaments. Kevin Durant's decision and its credibility. One of the main points debated is whether Durant's explanation for rejecting a trade to Golden State is entirely truthful. The hosts acknowledge that there could be some legitimacy to his claim that he wanted to avoid a mid-season trade, but they also point out that avoiding criticism and maintaining control over his career trajectory were likely additional factors. Durant's past experiences, particularly with Brooklyn and Golden State, were brought up as relevant context. The argument is made that Durant has shown a pattern of moving between teams in search of the best competitive situation. His time in Brooklyn is largely viewed as a failure, and his current tenure in Phoenix hasn't yielded the expected results. The panel suggests that a return to Golden State might have offered a clearer path to success, given the established system and the presence of Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. However, they also recognize that such a move would have subjected him to renewed scrutiny from fans and analysts who have accused him of ring chasing, team dynamics, and leadership responsibilities. Another central theme is the role Durant plays within a team. The hosts argue that his time in Golden State was ideal because he didn't have to shoulder the responsibilities of leadership. Curry, Green, and Thompson were already established as vocal leaders, allowing Durant to focus purely on basketball. In contrast, his stints in Brooklyn and Phoenix have required him to take on a greater leadership role, which doesn't seem to suit him. This perspective aligns with a broader narrative that Durant thrives best in an environment where he can simply play without the burden of rallying teammates, setting the culture, or dealing with internal conflicts. The discussion suggests that while Durant is undoubtedly one of the most talented players in the league, his reluctance to be the primary leader might limit his ability to elevate a team in the way that players like LeBron James or Giannis Antetokounmpo do. Phoenix Suns challenges and potential future moves ****. The conversation then shifts to the struggles of the Phoenix Suns and their roster composition. The hosts argue that the trio of Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal has not worked out as envisioned. A major issue highlighted is the lack of defense on the team, comparing the Suns to the Lakers in terms of being offensively talented but defensively weak. Bradley Beal's role within the team is scrutinized, with the point made that he is not accustomed to being a third option. Throughout his career, Beal has been either the primary or secondary scorer, and now adjusting to fewer touches and fewer opportunities to dictate the game is proving challenging. The idea that he might have been hoping for a trade is also discussed, but his no-trade clause gives him significant leverage. This dynamic is an interesting subplot in the Suns season and could influence their approach to future roster moves. Broader NBA topics: player leverage and the in-season tournament ****. Beyond Durant and the Suns, the conversation touches on the concept of player leverage in the NBA. Beal's no-trade clause is presented as an example of how certain players can dictate their career paths, though the hosts also note that such clauses are rare. Only Beal and LeBron James currently have them. This leads to a broader discussion about how teams maneuver around contracts and incentives, with an entertaining segment about how some players ensure they maximize their earnings by structuring their deals wisely. Additionally, the NBA's in-season tournament is briefly examined, with the hosts debating whether it has added real value to the league. While some executives reportedly question its impact, the argument is made that such initiatives are necessary to maintain fan engagement, particularly when looking at the financial stakes involved in modern sports. Comparisons are drawn to soccer, where various cup competitions help maintain interest throughout the season. Overall assessment ***. This discussion is engaging because it blends serious analysis with humor and personal anecdotes. The hosts provide valuable insights into the psychology of NBA players, the realities of team building, and the behind-the-scenes decision-making that shapes the league. Their take on Durant is particularly compelling. While they acknowledge that his explanation for not wanting a trade could be partially true, they also emphasize the additional factors at play, including his desire to avoid criticism and his preference for playing without leadership responsibilities. The conversation also does a good job of connecting Durant's situation to the broader issues affecting the NBA, including team dynamics, contract strategies, and the league's efforts to innovate. Their critique of the Suns is well-founded, as the team's lack of defensive identity and struggles to integrate its star players have been evident. Overall, this discussion provides a deep dive into not just Durant's decision, but also the ongoing evolution of the NBA landscape. The blend of basketball analysis, financial considerations, and player psychology makes for a thought-provoking and entertaining discussion.